Hey guys, I'm back again with another video. Hope you guys appreciate the last video that I uploaded. We talked about Sega concerning Retrobit and Sega's collaboration to come together to produce some of their old controller ports of the Sega Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, and Sega Genesis. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, advise you go check it out. Especially if you're a Sega fan, you may find something that you may enjoy in that video. So we're going to continue the conversation about Sega's because some other information had just popped up a few days ago concerning Sega and a IP that's been going for over a decade now, and there's pretty much a cult following behind it. I was pretty much a fan of this IP as well, and that's Jet Set Radio. Now, if you guys don't know what Jet Set Radio is, it was one of my favorite games on the Sega Dreamcast. It was very fun. It was very unique. It was pretty much a game that took place in pretty much like a Tokyo, a fantasy or fictional Tokyo city, and where you go around as skaters, and you pretty much gotta use graffiti and everything to put your logo and trademark and everything. And it was a fun game. It was a super fun game. And then they released Jet Set Future on the Xbox, which I owned as well, which was pretty fun, especially the multiplayer with the 4-player mode. And it was pretty unique. But you know, as the newer consoles came out, especially when it came to the Nintendo Wii, you got the Xbox 360 and the PS3, we pretty much didn't see a sequel to Jet Set Radio, but we did get it an HD remix later on for the PlayStation Network, and people really enjoyed it. People went back to download it. So right now I want to talk about Jet Set Radio because there's been I guess you could say a project that a company that was working on. It was pretty much a pitch idea that this company had for Sega, and they had built a quick demo within a week to pitch to Sega, but for some reason when Sega saw it, they turned it down. So let's go look into the article and just check it out and find out what was the deal behind all that. So it says, Dinosaur Games shares Jet Set Radio Evolution, visual proof of concept turned down by Sega. In the end, they just want a new Jet Set Radio. So it says the Austin-based studio Dinosaur Games has shared a visual proof of concept for a new Jet Set Radio game it pitched to Sega that was ultimately rejected. It was called Jet Set Radio Evolution. We made this visual proof of concept after Sony expressed interest in seeing the characters in motion at GDC 2017, Dinosaur Games said in its ArtStation post of the concept. We spent a week animating and building the city for this presentation, which was ultimately turned down by Sega. The company added, this was the first step towards a gameplay demo. If Sega was interested, we were going to invest making a functional prototype. On Twitter, Dinosaur Games Jesse Sosa shared more information about the concept. The pitch was for a new game. I have an idea for the combat in my head that I think will work perfectly for the game where you're in constant motion. We've never received any detailed information from Sega as to why they said no. Sony loved it. To be honest, I really don't care if my studio ever gets to make this. I just want anyone to make a new Jet Set Radio. Watch the visual proof right here. So we're going to look at the visual proof. Let's see how long it is. I don't want to bore you guys for taking too long with this. All right. So, okay. I'm going to turn it down so I don't want to blow your ears out with this. So this is the visual proof concept of Jet Set Radio Evolution. So I advise you guys have never played Jet Set Radio, I advise you guys to look it up on YouTube. It was an interesting game for its time, especially for the Sega Dreamcast. There's Beat right there. I love the concept with his costume and everything. The thing about Jet Set Radio is that it was a unique game. Very unique. And Sega Dreamcast had some unique games, and it was very Japanese centric too. Yep, yeah, it's supposed to have like a hip hop feel to it and everything. Yep, my boy Beat. They really need to bring a Beat in the game back. They really do. Sega needs a Smash Bros. Kind of game. I would play that. Oh, look at Gum. Gum look awesome too. Awesome. So it looks like Dinosaur Games oh, okay. Like the cops or the enemies. Like Dinosaur Games looks like they really like fans of this franchise, this series. Awesome. I do like the concept. They decided to keep the cell shade look, which makes it even better. It had that cartoon Japanese anime feel to it. Look at that city. And it took them a week to do this too, as well. A week. A week, and they was able to put that together. That's awesome. So that's pretty much the video and the article. So I'll just give you my opinions on it, what I think of this concept, this pitch idea that they had for this game. So as I was saying, yeah, so this is pretty interesting. There's a lot of fans I saw in the comment sections that was really upset about, you know, how stupid Sega is for turning down this pitch that Dinosaur Games has put out there for Sega to go check out, and Sega turned it down. And a lot of people are wondering, why do like certain game companies who have a particular IP that everyone loves, and another company who has passion and want to give it a try and want to revive it in a way, why do these companies, you know, why do these big companies turn them down? And there's a whole lot of reasons for them and everything. I was thinking that maybe because maybe Sega turned it down because maybe Sega could be working on a new Jet Set Radio and they already in development for it. Maybe Atlas could be working on it, and right now it's just not a good idea to have a third-party company coming in to work on something that they already have in the works and everything. So there's a lot of things that they could have going on. So a lot of fans are upset at Sega about why they turned it down. And Dinosaur Games, who are big fans of the series, have put it out there for everybody to see what they did have in the works for this. Now, what I can say is it looks awesome. It looks great. But a lot of people fail to realize that just because something looks great, it doesn't mean it's going to be good. I can see a lot of passion was put into it and everything, but it's just concepts. We don't know how far they would go as far as the development is concerned, or how good it's going to be. Because like I said, some things sound good on paper, but once it's time to go to work and actually implement these things and these ideas, sometimes they don't mesh together well. So I did a little bit of just a background check on the company that was working on this concept for Jet Set Radio Future, and from what I've seen, they have only created VR games, and from the VR games that they created some simulators as far as VR is concerned. And a lot of people said, and from the look at the reviews and what people said about these VR games, they weren't good at all. They weren't really great at all. So you have to really stop and think about for a second, is if a company had never developed any form of, like, having developed a console game, it only been known for having a history of VR games, and then those VR games are not really that great, would you want to trust this company with an IP such as Jet Set Radio? Now the thing is, Jet Set Radio is a cult classic, it has a cult following. It's a good game. It's a franchise that everyone wants to see revive, but at the same time, it's also it has a small fan base as well. It's very, very, very niche as well. So these are the type of projects that Sega really has to really think about and see if it's worth their time to make investments. And if they do want to bring back Jet Set Radio, they really have to create one hell of a marketing campaign for the game, for a game that's been tested and that has been known to sell, they're known to sell not too good at all, but is highly regarded amongst fans. So we have to keep in mind, just because fans really want the game, you have to look at how big the fan base really is compared to their other franchises. Now, should Sega have Atlas created, or should Sega find like they did with Sonic Mania with Christian Whitehead, or should they find fans of the series to put together a game such as Jet Set Radio, put it out there to see if everybody would love to play something like that, or they put their heart and passion and their soul into it to try to create the best damn Jet Set Future or Jet Set Radio game, excuse me, for the community and for the gaming industry altogether. So it's really, really hard to us as fans to accept the fact that some IPs will take a while, or if not, we may not ever see them be revived ever again. But it has to be worth it to Sega. It has to be worth their time. But for them to turn it down, maybe they did some research on the company, or maybe they already have put some research and development into a new Jet Set Radio Future, and I keep saying future, or Jet Set Radio game, excuse me, that they really can't reveal or show anything as of right now. So we just have to wait and see on that forefront. But from the looks of it, because like I said, it looks great and everything, and I see the heart and soul and the passion that he put into creating a city within a week to show to Sega and everything. So it does it had captured my interest for a minute. And when I first seen post of it, I almost had a heart attack for a second. I almost had a heart attack there, you know what I'm saying? When I first saw it, until I actually read the description and everything and found out it was just an idea, it was just a pitch, and Sega like turned it down right away. They didn't even, and then they didn't even tell them why they turned it down and everything. And that's what gets me suspicious. They didn't even give an explanation why they turned it down. And now it has me speculating, thinking that maybe they may be working on their own version of Jet Set Radio, and we will be probably hearing from it sometime in the future when they're ready to show it off. But that's just me being hopeful, me just speculating, and this could be all wrong. But I want to hear what you guys think, because Jet Set Radio, I think, is a franchise that need to be revived from their archive, just alongside the rest of their franchises like Choo Choo Rocket and Toe Jam and Earl and Golden Axe and Streets of Rage. They have so many beloved franchises that they can put out there. So we already know the whole retro bit and Sega deal with bringing the Sega Saturn controllers and the Genesis controller and the Dreamcast controller with USB support and Bluetooth technology implemented in these controllers. So it seemed like Sega may have a game plan going on in the near future, and they also been porting a lot of their games over to Steam on the PC. And so they're giving the fans what they want, and they also have an online streaming service for their classic games for mobile devices. So Sega does have a game plan. We just have to be wait, and we just have to be patient to see what other games they may have in store for us. So it looks like Sega are having some things working in the back. So that's pretty much my opinion, what I think about this whole situation as far as Dinosaur Games and just Jet Set Radio franchise altogether. I just want to hear your thoughts. If Sega does have a Jet Set future, or I said, keep saying Jet Set future, have Jet Set Radio game in the works, what would you prefer? Do you prefer it to be a third game, or do you prefer it to just be an overall reboot? Because if you think about it, I have to mention again, Jet Set Future was somewhat of a reboot of the franchise, especially when they introduced it for it to be exclusive on the Xbox only. So do you think it would be wise to reboot it once again and to capture a whole brand new audience and have to remarket it, you know, for the community and, you know, for the gaming industry? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and also tell me what other Sega franchises would you love to see Sega Atlas revive in the near future. So this wraps everything up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget also to hit that notification button as well. So this is MugenLord. I'm signing off, and I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.